Sporting history is about to be written in this famous old arena. Two men on the verge of a lifelong dream, but only one can rise to conquer. The players are ready, the Crucible is ready. Today, we crown the Kazoo World Snooker Champion. Please welcome a player who has produced a life-defining run to a maiden major final. This proud young Welshman has been extraordinary in Sheffield. Can he rise and conquer today? The silent assassin, Jack Jones. And now to a player who always believed he was destined for the biggest stage of all. He is 7 frames away from fulfilling his promise. He's got the heart of a lion and he's ready to roar once more. Here comes the warrior, Kyren Wilson.
So here we go. 18 frames is the winning line in our final. Kyren needs to win 7 more frames to get there. Jones needs to do a Dennis Taylor if he's to turn things around. And how appropriate then that the 1985 champion of the world is in the commentary box right now alongside fellow Crucible King Ken Doherty. Good afternoon to you both.
Good afternoon, Hazel. What a wonderful reception for the players, and they got down those steps safely, and they're in the arena and they can't wait to get started, as Steve and Stephen alluded to. So it's
Thank you,
Kyren
frame 18. Kyren Wilson
going to get this first frame this afternoon underway. What a buzz that was, Ken, for the boys coming into the arena.
It was amazing, wasn't it? And actually, it was quite impressive. Jack Jones, when he walked down, gave the old fist pump. Very excited. And the Crucible crowd, I think they've brought him into their hearts without a shadow of a doubt. They want to see a big final. They want to see a close final. Oh, what a start. A little bit unlucky to hit the red, but great opening pot.
Worth another look. Just the start he was looking for, but he's faced with a tricky, long, straight blue.
Jack Jones won.
There was a little bit of pressure on that blue. It wasn't straightforward, but what an opportunity he would have had, as you can see the way the table's sitting.
Yeah, always that little bit of added pressure when you're leaving. Reds taking on a colour, and that's made the big difference. Just have a look at this again. Knew he was leaving the red into the middle, red into the right corner. Yeah, totally agree with the boys. Top of the show. Jack Jones, he's got to win this session. There's no doubt about that. Kyren, well, he'd be looking to obviously even just stick with him, you know, frame for frame, but such an important session this, isn't it, Dennis?
Well, the last frame last night was so important, and it looked like Jack was going to take it. And He would have closed to just 3 behind.
16.
The double on, it looked in there, didn't it?
$17.
He might not be. The little flick, he's okay. This was the black, and it
24.
meant so much to Kyren because he gave a little look at that. You don't see that very often. But he's
25.
got a terrific chance here.
Yeah, it was a nice little shot, wasn't it? Into the pack, just left that red, and of course he's brought at least 3 reds out. He's having a look at a plant as well. There's 2 reds just above the black into the left corner. They may be a plant in a couple of shots' time. That was unusual. Didn't have to play that shot. He's knocked the plant off. If it was a
32.
plant, he's knocked it off, Dennis.
I don't think he's on anything. That was a slip up. That was a very careless one from Kyren. He's now looking at the safety shot.
It's a very strange shot, this, wasn't it? Didn't need to go into the pack of reds. In fact, I don't think he meant to. Just so end the break. And that's not a great shot either. So a little bit of
Kyren Wilson,
nerves, a little bit
32.
of tension already, you can see from Kyren Wilson. Oh, look at that for a view. No better place in the world to play snooker, and particularly Bank Holiday Monday. That's a good one. Very good one. Now, if he can miss the blue, he's on a ball past him. What a shot. What? And that'll give him a bit of inspiration. Great shot.
Did well to just slip past the blue. But those reds are all covering each other somewhat. There's one in the middle where he's queuing up there. He can play for that. The others are all, as you can see, they're blocking each other. So one good positional shot here, and he'll give himself a terrific opportunity. That looks good to me. He's got a straight red in the middle of that pack.
4.
That's the one.
Yeah, that was a lovely positional shot. He plays this red. He'd be brushing off another red. Stay on the black. Didn't
5.
Played a little brush off, but he's okay. The 2 reds to the right of the pink that are in a line as we look. The bottom one of those pots into this right corner pocket. They go also into the left centre. He's played on them into the left centre. He's played it nicely.
12.
He has a lovely cue action, Dennis, doesn't he? He sort of caresses the balls, never really hits it with too much pace, hits the ball too hard. He just lovely touch the way he
13.
goes about his breaks and the way he plays.
Had to be very precise there. It's not straightforward just yet. You can tell by his expression there, he's not quite happy with that positional shot he played, so he's given himself a cutback, and it's all about the cue ball here. He would like to maybe just flick pink, but he's got to be careful with this one here.
Yeah, it's not straightforward. In fact, I think he meant to pull the cue ball back a little bit further. He's going to take an alternative red into the left centre. He'll be on the pink. Oh, lovely shot. And that's brought another red into play, and he's played that really nicely. Very positive shot.
Well, you were right down Jack's cue there, and you could see the technique that he's got, as Ken mentioned, very solid,
27.
sort of traditional stance.
28.
And when he's cueing like this, there's not a lot can go wrong with the cue action. It's just keeping it under control with the pressure. You see, he's let the white slip away there. That was a little careless one.
Yeah, and he had such margin. He could have played that a little bit firmer. He's come up short for this red. If he had hit this a little bit firmer, he could have been on the red to the right of the pink as well as on this red, just above the black. So, bit of a cutback, and not entirely sure where the cue ball is going, and that always brings its own distractions. Yeah, he's got to now. He's got to find the gap. He needs to miss the blue, and he has done. Good shot. Good recovery. Yeah, as long as he missed the blue there. If he hit the blue full ball, he mightn't have been on anything. Now it's important. Those two reds just beneath the pink. You'll be looking at those very, very soon.
41.
They're available into the left centre. Are they available into the corner pocket? May not be. Yeah, good shot. Nice angle on the black. You can play for the red over the left corner. You could play for these two reds into the left centre. Oh, that's a lovely shot. Obviously, the top red of that two will pot into this right corner
49.
pocket. And he's played that absolutely perfectly.
$50.
$25 in front.
56.
Quick glance at the scoreboard. Red, colour red, and he's got this opening frame. Just steadying himself. Not a bad thing to do.
Such an important break this for Jack Jones. Start off on the front
57.
foot. Lay down a marker in this penultimate session. Close the gap, but also send a wonderful signal to his opponent and say, you miss, I'm going to score. Needs this red for the first round. He had his chance, Kyren Wilson. Misplaced positional shot, cost him. But this has been a wonderful break. Great start.
And once again, he picked out sort of a shot to nothing, but what a pot that. This is very awkward. The cue ball is finished where you can't get the rest onto the bed of the table. You see where he's trying to place the head of the rest. It's he put everything into that red there because it was such an awkward shot, and he's got himself 33 in front.
That was a little hard stopper, wasn't it, for a minute? It wobbled slightly.
He wants to make sure of this because Kyren will come back looking for the snookers if this doesn't go in.
Jack Jones, 64.
That's a fine effort from Jack Jones. That could give him this opening frame, but we know what Kyren's like. I think the last frame last night he needed a snooker and got it and won the frame.
Yeah, the green and the brown and the blue are almost in a line there. Good target. Try and hide the cue ball behind. I think he's overhit it. I can see the yellow, yeah. He's got to be careful here, Jack Jones. He doesn't want to give Kyren Wilson any encouragement. This looks pretty good. Now you have a line behind the green. Just about see the left edge.
It's tight as to whether he can, well, you can see he'd have to bend that round the brown. I've seen a couple of shots like this yesterday and he'll go close to potting this. See the swerve, what a beautiful shot that was. And the camera shot on that just showed you the swerve taking at the last minute. That was lovely to watch.
Jack Jones, 2.
It's worth another look at the swerve. Watch at the end as the white just takes the swerve and pots the yellow. Now 3 snookers needed.
That's a really good shot, because I'm quite sure there's enough room to swerve around the black here. He's got to be very careful, because if he doesn't get enough swerve, he could be close to hitting the pink. No, he's okay. Good shot.
Three. Seven.
Chance of the snooker. He now can tie with 2 snookers. That's why he potted the green and the brown there. A bit short. He'll just roll this
Kyren Wilson,
right over
7.
the pocket, as we used to say, and the clubs in or over when your opponent needs snookers.
Yeah, so difficult for Kyren Wilson to get 2 snookers with this position, particularly where the pink is not in a great position.
He's tried to move the pink here with a shot. It's not going to help it much. So 1 good long pot and we can get on with frame 2. And that's 10 out of 10 pots into that pocket. No double.
Jack Jones 5.
But this time Kyren does stay in his seat. Just the start that Jack Jones was looking for. And with the help of that 64 break, he pulls one back. And game on.
Clearly, yeah. It was interesting, actually, just to share some reflections on the moments when they came down the stairs. It was striking to me that Jack Jones in particular seemed determined to actually enjoy that and to take the moment. And he stopped at the top of the dais on the stairs there and really did try to acknowledge the crowd for a moment there, didn't he?
I think he was grateful for their support last night. They really got behind him. We all have a comeback to him. It's exciting. And I think he wanted to make sure they were still on his side today.
What is it you think they admire most about his performance to get here, Steve?
I think they love a genuine trier. Everybody always does. But the difference between being the person in front and the person behind, the favourite as opposed to the underdog, it is so much easier to enjoy snooker as the underdog.
Well, here he comes. This is the man who first picked up a cue in Greece on his holidays as a young man with his mum and dad. And he was playing pool at the time and he was spotted by ex-Crucible semi-finalist Darren Morgan, who happened to be there on his honeymoon, spotted his talent and said, you should take up snooker. And the rest is history.
Yeah, what a wonderful story, Hazel. Darren Morgan spotting Jack Jones all those years ago, encouraging him. And here he is on the precipice of glory. Good start from not the best break off though. Possible pot for Kyren Wilson into this left centre. Oh, didn't want the double kiss. And he's left the red into this corner. Black may be available.
He's coming around to look at the black, but he can possibly leave the pink if the black doesn't go. But there might just be enough room there for the black to pass the red. Played that well because he wanted to get close to the black. Because there's a nice little shot. Well, he's dead straight on the black, but he spotted something. Just a little bug on the table there. Now, Paul, you need to take your gloves off maybe to get that. Paul Collier doing his last World Championship.
You didn't open your wallet, Dennis, did you?
Yeah, just saying that Paul Collier doing his last ever World retires after this.
8.
Unbelievable referee down the years. 4 finals he's refereed.
Jack Jones 8.
Well, that was a chance missed from Jack Jones. Unexpected. Hasn't left anything into this left corner. Possibility of a double maybe. The red just above the black. Could play the double into the right centre pocket and play it as a shot to nothing. Wouldn't be leaving anything.
Just had to force it a little bit to get this position on the black, and the pocket didn't accept it. But we've got an awkward frame now with 3 reds up the other end of the table. Not a lot that Kyren could do, only just roll into them. Might have a potential re-rack here.
Touching ball.
That's all Jack will do is try and get behind the black, tight on the cushion. And all that's left for Kyren is to roll back into them again. I think they might have a look at each other shortly.
There's not much we can do at the moment. It's not like you can spread the reds and open them a little bit and put a bit of pressure on Kyren Wilson. He's just going to nestle back to this top cushion, so it's going to be a little bit of cat and mouse for the time being.
Can't beat a little bit of Tom and Jerry. I'm surprised they haven't had a little glance at each other, because this is going nowhere at the moment. There's another red gone up into the balk area. Now this might open things up now. There won't be a re-rack after this next shot. Yep. Now it's becoming more difficult to just roll to a red to leave it safe. I think the record that I can remember doing a match was 13 reds up the other end of the table.
This is a lot more difficult. The important part of that equation was getting that cue ball tight to this top cushion. Very difficult to exercise any sort of screw back on the cue ball here. You see, it's not much room. Be digging down on it. It could go wrong.
Can he see enough of the red to take it to the middle pocket? Well, what a shot this would be. he pulled out there. Nerves of steel there to roll that in.
Well, that's just incredible. Such character. Because he was leaving everything. And he missed it. Still not entirely perfect on the blue. Oh, just about. He's played a lovely little cannon. Not only potting the blue, but that full ball kiss on the red.
6.
Just stopped the cue ball in its tracks. Played it perfectly. Oh, look at this again. Lovely shot.
Seven.
It's not straightforward when the Reds are up that end of the table. It's a sort of a
11.
different way of thinking. You're used to being in around the black and pink spot area, so you've got to give each shot plenty of attention with regards to position. Heading up to the
12.
high scoring end of the table. But those 4 Reds are covering each other, I think. They won't go into the left corner. They won't go to the right corner. And that's why he's looking at
Turn it off,
possibly
please.
just nudging into the right-hand red, which would open the whole game up. He's weighed up all the options. It might be the shot to play. Just a delicate cannon. That'll do very nicely.
Another beautiful shot. And
17.
once again, not hitting it, just stroking the cue ball, caressing it. Beautiful positional shot.
18.
I'll tell you what, Dennis, the body language of the two players is quite evident. Jack Jones has come out. He's been very positive, even coming down the stairs. You know, fist pump to the crowd, acknowledgement. But he's just started
25.
this match, in this session, so positively. Looks at well,
26.
that was close, but and Kyren Wilson, he's looked a little bit more nervy of the two, without a shadow of doubt.
$33. 34.
That opening pot, that very difficult opening pot, paying dividends here. He didn't fancy trying to roll to a red from the cushion.
41.
To get that in the middle pocket was brilliant.
$42.
Yeah, that tells us that the red next to the green pots. Quick look
47.
around at the scoreboard. He's got a 55-point lead.
$48.
Unless he
52.
gets a black with this next red. He's going to need just one more red. And of course he wants to keep his opponent firmly rooted in the chair. I'd like to put as many of these balls as he can. Just a slight angle. He's just got to judge the gap through the yellow and brown. Oh, it's gone close to the middle. Oh, wow.
53.
That would have made a difference. Wasn't expecting that. So 66 ahead, as we see a little reaction.
58.
Well, expecting the cue ball going close to the middle pocket there. So this red to put another frame on the board for Jack Jones. Safely in the heart of the pocket. Not worried about the black.
59.
That was the important blow. Wonderful start, the young Welshman.
Jack Jones, 59. And the frame.
Kyren just wandering out of the arena, so Jack Jones has got off to a flyer. Another frame back, and now he's just 3 behind.
Consistently, and take your brain out of the equation, the better you will be. But it's hard because you're sitting in your chair thinking all the time.
Yeah. Well, we should remind you that this is the first final of his professional career for Jack Jones. For Kyren Wilson, his second appearance in this Crucible
Kyren
final.
Wilson.
Back we go.
Don't know if he can avoid the red to the left of the black. He's potted 10 out of 10 in this pocket, but this is a tough one. He's got to be careful of the cue ball. Now, a chance for Kyren Wilson as we show you that attempted pot. It wasn't far away. This is a test of his cue action, and the green's hampering him slightly, as you can see. He's going to get a little extension because of the awkward bridging with the green there. But there's an awful lot of cue now between his bridge hand and the cue ball. That'll give him a little boost of confidence. But not easy to get into the reds.
Yeah, he'd love to get on that red just to the left of the black, wouldn't he? But not straightforward from this position. Doesn't have a great angle on the green. Brown may be better. Is he going to play position, or is he going to try and develop something? He's going to play position. He's trying to get on that red left of the black. Has he got enough pace? No.
just might be
5.
enough of a red sticking out to go into the middle pocket, the left middle pocket. I'm not sure if he can see enough of it. There's not much of that red available. Well, he feels he can see enough of this. No, he was trying to convince himself that that red would pot there.
Kyren Wilson, 5.
It's an unusual situation, this, Dennis, isn't it? You know, even though Kyren Wilson, he still has a 3-frame lead, but his opponent started faster, and it's one of those situations that when you're being chased, it's not a nice situation until you get your first frame on the board, you know, and you keep bridging that gap.
Yeah, and as you say, he looks a little bit edgy, Kyren. This is going for his first ever World Championship. He's entitled to be a little bit tense out there, but his safety was a long way short. You want to be getting closer to the ball cushion. And this is not straightforward to get back down the table. That's the safety success throughout the match, and Jack Jones ahead. So Neil Robertson, who mentioned when he was here that he thought Jack was up in the top 5 safety players that he's played against.
Yeah, I think he's been extremely astute in his tactical play, Jack Jones. Such a clever player. Not only plays just basic sort of safety shots back to ball, but he has an ability to, you know, to put that cue ball in the most difficult position. That's an art in itself. Now, is he taking on this red into the right centre? He feels like maybe a shot to nothing. He's certainly taking it on. Is it there? Oh, it's so close. Has he got the cover? He may have got cover on the blue. He has done. But he's left the red just right of the pink into this bottom right corner pocket. It was a difficult shot, sort of played it with an element of safety, but hasn't completely got it. But there's pressure on this for Kyren Wilson.
Well, that'll certainly make him feel a lot better. Opening pot there. From in the jaws of the pocket, superb cueing. Can he settle down? It's not a great chance. Pink's out of commission. Black's awkward.
6. 7.
And just put it. Oh, he's come too straight, is he? Sort of angle. I'll put a little number on that red. If you could go down that red, just to the right of the black. Well, then you can get on it from this position. And play this with a lot of left-hand side. Needs to slow up. I'm not quite sure he's on anything into this left corner pocket. He's trying to get on that red, as we see, just left of the black. Just didn't get enough left-hand side on the cue ball.
Kyren Wilson, 12.
That's surprising. Kyren putting the black safe there. Normally players like to keep the black in the open. What a wonderful pot again.
1.
He's a wee bit unlucky. Brilliant pot, but the white has just finished near the cushion, which makes the green a very thin cutback. But he does pick these out. He's played so many of them throughout this year's World Championship.
Bramble.
It's quite evident. He's really very positive in this opening session today.
Jack Jones, 1.
Laid down a bit of a marker, a gauntlet to his opponent. Not holding back. Yesterday, Dennis, I really feared for him. When he went 7-0 behind, he looked all at sea, looked very nervous. But in the last couple of sessions, he's got that bite back. Looks a different player.
Well, backstage, I bumped into a colleague who's come up to see him, Tony Chappell, who was 17 years a professional, a couple of semi-finals. So he's here to support Jack. Just checking the angle there. And he can swing this around the angles, the cue ball. What a positive shot, the way he's played it. He's certainly got the Crucible crowd cheering him on.
Yeah, once again, just the way he played that shot, full of positivity. No hint of safety in mind. Oh, is it good? It's okay. Thought it might have been a little bit wide of the target. He's on the red. Now, he's on the
6.
red. He's on 2 reds, but he could play this red just above the black spot. But it would go into other reds. He could bring the pink into play. He'd be trusting a little bit of luck. He's just checking to see if he can play a little cannon while potting this red and still be on the pink into the right centre. This could go wrong. Oh, yeah. Playing it with a lot of top spin, always the possibility.
Jones,
When you're
6.
going into other reds, takes your eye off the pot. And that was... missed it by a long way.
One.
That's what he thought of the shot. He missed it by a long way, but Kyren hasn't played the best positional shot. He's still a little edgy, is Kyren. That will settle him down low. He's such a wonderful cueist when he's on song. He makes
6.
everything look easy, but he's had a few chances this afternoon, but he hasn't quite settled.
Seven.
Didn't mean to finish low on the blue, but he's okay because he's got that red in the bulk area. Yeah, Jack Jones being very disappointed. Once again, he had a wonderful opportunity just to turn up the heat a little bit on his opponent as that once again
13.
wriggles into the pocket.
He almost missed this. Now, that will sharpen his concentration a little bit because this is a player that's made 4 centuries in this final. He's made breaks of 129, 125, 125 again, and a 1-2-2. I mean, that's a wonderful play, and that's why he had
70.
such a lead. But that lead from 7-0 is now just 3 frames, but he could do with a sizable break here. He's definitely not
18.
queuing as smoothly as he has been. Just losing the cue ball somewhat.
Yeah, another red that didn't go into the middle of the pocket. This is a better shot. It's coming down nicely for this red, just left of the black spot.
23.
Won't play for black here, doesn't need to. Well, he has done. I'm a little bit
24.
surprised. Because this black is not a gimme. Oh, good pot.
$31.
Just thought with the open reds there, Dennis, he may have gone back for blue.
I think because of this red, where it was the reason he took the black on. But back up for the blue this time, and
32.
already 42 in front. A few more pots will secure the frame. So the easy red and one more blue. You had a quick look at the scoreboard on the
37.
way around, and the frame will be safe.
Yeah, this will do him the world of good. This is what he needed. Just to settle him down. Get that frame on the board.
Family in the balcony will be more relieved than Kyren, because it's tougher watching than it is out there playing, believe it or not.
$49.
What a beautiful shot that was, to bring the difficult red into play. Doesn't matter about the yellow.
50 and a frame.
Jack's going to leave the arena, and Kyren Wilson has settled down now, and that was a very important frame for him to win. He's back with a 4-frame advantage at 12-8.
We are, of course, now going to have an evening session, and the way things are going, it could be rather interesting going in that opening session. You made a very good point at the start of this one, Stephen, about Jack having to up his long potting success. 2 out of 7 last night, 29%, up to 50%. He must have a hotline to you.
Great start for Jack Jones. Easy starter for his opponent. Last thing he wanted to do.
I think what happened there, just someone came into his seat on the front row and just caught his eye, because it was a very unusual break-off. So something distracted Jack there.
One.
It's going to have to be yellow, but there's a red to the right of the bunch that's available. He just had a quick look up at the monitor there. There's reds either side of the pack here. And when you use the rest as good as this, gentlemen, it's never a problem.
3.
Solid pot, wasn't it? Right into the. That's a lovely sound hitting the back of the leather of the pocket. He's got 4 loose reds available.
11.
No, that was a nice shot. Played it with lots of top spin. Just try and develop that into the open. Nicely on the black.
$19. $20.
Still 3 loose reds. He's got the perfect angle on the black here. if he wants to go right into them. Well, it's just about okay. It could have been
27.
better. I don't think he's having to bridge over a red to cut this one in. He can, well, just that one red. So it makes it slightly more difficult. Safely in now. I don't know about you, Ken, but you know, when I used to have a lead, a 4 or 5 frame lead, you want to win every frame, but I used to have the mindset, just keep sharing the sessions.
Yeah. You obviously try and stay in the moment. Play every
33.
frame like it's either the first or the last. Kyren putting everything in to this frame. Knows how important it is. Last
34.
frame before the mid-session interval. Try and bridge that gap once again to 5. One step closer to picking up a beautiful trophy and being world champion. Can't think about that right now.
39.
You can tell by Kyren's body language, he's much more comfortable now. He looked a little bit edgy in the first 2 frames. He's got that cue ball in complete control now.
47. $48.
And this chance all came about by Jack Jones' break. He'd be so disappointed. Have a look at this. Someone caught his eye and just hitting that blue. An easy starter. That's the last thing you want to be doing.
Just a little bit of movement in the front row there, just gesturing to just keep still.
$56.
I think he can drop in behind the 2 reds. There's one to the left of the pink available also. But yeah, he could drop nicely in behind those. And look where he placed the cue ball. He's got a choice, one to the middle, one to the corner. You're always
61.
looking for that sort of position.
Yeah, 62. Black put him 69. Pink 68 with 67 remaining. He's taking the black. Safely in. And he will bridge the gap to 5 frames now. Good break this from Kyren Wilson.
69.
And as I mentioned, he's already had breaks of 129, 2 breaks of 125, and a 1-2-2, and this could be another century.
I think it shows just how well he's been
76.
scoring. As you said, he's had a steely sort of resolve
77.
coming into this World Championship, playing on the front foot, much better tempo, a lot quicker around the table. Certainly more positive. No deliberation, no procrastination. Everything on the front foot. There's your shot time. He's not going to make his 5th century of this final, but wonderful break from Kyren Wilson. He's taken the wind out of the sails of Jack Jones' comeback. Bridges the gap to 5, 13-8 now.
Yep, the gap is...
So it's Kyren Wilson gets this mini session, a very important one, you feel, for Jack Jones. I mean, the frame before the mini session is something that would have really, really hurt him, because he broke off, hit the blue, and that was the only shot he had in the frame. He cannot gift those type of chances. He's got to make Kyren work for it. So close. Does he leave it? Maybe not. Maybe covered by the black. It is. Not too far away. Struck it well, but he always thought the only red he could leave was the one he was playing, and fortunately it ran safe. Well, this time he just flicked the blue, and it's not stopped the cue ball being a good one. That was well struck. Bit pacey. It was one of those shots you just wanted to make certain you got a good contact with the red and got the cue ball back to the baulk end. Another excellent length with the cue ball. That's a bit more telling. Particularly if there's no escape route down the left-hand side of the table. Well, Kyren's getting down pretty quick, so he spotted a path back to baulk, I can only assume. He had a pot on. There was always a danger he was going to run into the black going down that side of the table. So first chance to Jack Jones. Nicely potted. He'd have preferred to have been on the black and get the black on its spot. Overscrewed that slightly, so nice angle on the blue. You think he'd play for a loose red and then once again try and get on the black. Stephen Hendry has got here.
6.
Hot from the studio, but yeah, I was just saying, Stephen, the last frame, that would have really hurt Jack, wouldn't it? To gift your opponent a frame-winning opportunity off your break.
Yeah, it's a not something you would expect at this level, and it's why Jack was so probably furious with himself. Such a simple way to lose a frame, but as I said in the studio, it's if he can forget about the sort of scoreboard, the plan is still in place to try and win this session.
Yeah, this was the break off. He's supposed to hit the end red, but what he did, the one before it, he just flicked, which caused him to catch that end red too thin, and that's why he collided with the blue. And that was the only shot he had in the frame. That's how ruthless this game of snooker can be at times. Anyway, this time, he's got a shot at the black. I see no reason why not to play it. Playing a cannon, needs a bit of luck. Well, I don't think he's had
14.
any. He had to play the black, he had the angle, took a chance with the cannon, but he was straight on the blue, so there was no alternative really, but landed on nothing, needs a good cue ball.
Jack Jones, 14.
Whenever you see a player taking this amount of time to decide what to play, you just know it's not straightforward. And the position that Jack finds himself in, any mistake could two cushion escape with pace. Oh, and he's played it well. Where's the pink ball going?
Foul. Kyren Wilson, 6.
Well, he won't not mind that so much. The objective of the exercise was to try and leave it safe, and he's done pretty well in that regard. Well, red's going to both corner pockets. This is a very poor safety shot from Kyren. And he hasn't covered the one to the left corner. Well, the red's a spread. Can he pot this red, which is easy enough? Can he find a path through the other balls to get nicely on a colour?
Yeah, he doesn't really want to be playing this with check side, right-hand side, to bring the cue ball to the left, up the table. And if he plays it the normal way, he's going to have to find a gap. Because if he cannons a red full ball, he could end up on nothing here. He didn't cannon it full ball, and if the pink goes to the left corner, that's a result.
Does it go? He's having a close look. What a difference. Oh, does it? Does it? Well, he's right behind it. Even if there's a pocket, if there's a half a pocket, you'd fancy you could pot it. He'll have another look because he'd be desperate for this pink to pot. There you see. You can maybe go off the left-hand jaw as we look. As I say, if you weren't right behind it, you wouldn't fancy it. No. I mean, I don't mind trying to pinch a little bit, but if you're going to do it, you've got to just play it dead weight just to give it every chance to drop.
Yeah, in the end, it was nowhere, wasn't it? In the end, I think in his heart of hearts, he knew it didn't go, but somehow a little voice in his head convinced him that he could pot it. How damaging is that shot going to be in terms of this afternoon session? Steve mentioned in the studio, make it difficult for your opponent. Well, he's already gifted on the frame from a poor break-off, and look at this situation. It's another gift.
9.
Well, he certainly could have been better on this black. Potting angle, taking him away from the reds. Just pulled up in time, it appears. He can just get past the pink to this straight red to the corner.
16.
Lost the cue ball again.
17.
This black, potable, but very thin and very missable.
Kyren Wilson, 17.
Well, if that doesn't give Jack Jones a bit of hope, nothing will. And Kyren lucky not to leave an easy opener for Jack. He's got this red down the cushion, you think that's the automatic shot to play. Only has to pot it, the black's there waiting. Got to be accurate.
Yeah, again, every opportunity to drop playing it at that pace. Well, I bet you can't believe he's back to the table so soon. He would have gone back to his chair after that missing the pink, thinking he'd lost the frame. But Kyren was not convincing. And it was an easy chance, really, to win the frame when he came to the table.
8. Nine.
No, well, I assume he knew by cannon the blue he'd leave just enough angle on the pink to get close to the next red. And he did. Every visit now for Jack Jones is a big one. But he'll have been sat in his
15.
dressing room at the mid-session interval thinking, if I can win 3 of the next 4, I'm right back in it. So 15 points to lead. Doesn't have to play any cannons. The reds
23.
he requires are in the open.
24.
surprised he didn't play a little cannon on that red just to hold the cue ball.
31.
Now, has he got an angle on it? Oh, he's straight, got a screw for that gap for the black in the same pocket. Played it well.
32. $39.
.31 points the lead. Two of these reds with high value colours will get him to snookers required.
$40. $46.
Yeah, nicely played.
47.
There's black. Is all that's required, and he's nicely on it, and he'll know that to make certain, keep Kyren in his seat, make certain you pot the black afterwards, and preferably with a colour. Already lost
54.
that gripping last frame last night on the black when Kyren needed a snooker. So he'll take nothing for granted.
55.
Every credit to Jack Jones from being 7-0 down. He's taken 9 of the next 15 frames. If you're Kyren Wilson and think about that, you're going to be a little bit worried. Still got obviously the 4-frame lead,
62.
but this final could have been a lot more comfortable.
63.
Of course, the beauty of having that 7-frame lead
70.
means that if Kyren can win, I think 2 of the next 3 frames,
72.
I think he probably will go on and win the World Championship. As I say, just
75.
creates such a cushion with that opening session.
$79.
Yeah, but that chance he had there will, you know, get him a bit concerned when
84.
there was nothing to do, and yet he played 2 positional shots to get on the black. Not difficult ones. And as I said at the time, where's the cue ball going? Oh!
90.
Yeah, there wasn't 100 on, but it was as good as. That was an excellent reply from Jack Jones. Made a mistake. Kyren Wilson lost the cue ball twice. The second time caused him to miss the black. Another frame on the board now. 39.
Yeah, and
That was a really good chance that he was mopping up,
23rd
certainly
frame.
earlier
Jack
in this
Jones to
tournament.
break.
okay, so the gap back to 4.
Well, that's a better break-off from Jack Jones. He's left the obligatory pot to the right corner. Seems you can't break off these days without doing that. Got a good cue ball, though. Well, that pot is on, but Kyren just looking to think, well, maybe I can play a plan. It's not set. It's got to be made, but he's more concerned with getting that cue ball back to the balk end. Got it much too thick. Now, what's he left? Oh, he's left a couple of reds to either corner. Hit that all wrong. Yeah, and then the attempt at making the plant was a long way off. But as I say, he caught the first red so thick. That's why the cue ball was barely got past the blue. Nice opening red. Needs to run to have a shot at the blue, which he's got. I don't know whether he was trying to hold for the black there. He missed a blue like this earlier on in this session. He's got his cue arm going now. Bit of pressure. Oh, he's missed another one. And really, straight blues like that, it's unforgivable.
Yeah, that was a real sign of the enormity of the situation, I think, and realising that if he's got any chance in this final, he needs to win this session. Win 2 of these 3 frames at least.
One.
Can Kyren keep control of that cue ball? When he pots them, JV, they stay potted, don't they?
Yeah, that's
6.
They really give the back of the pocket a thump. Well, this is plan B. But he thought it was the right shot to play, and he's controlled the cue ball well.
Yeah, the reason I say can you keep control of the cue ball, because at this stage, the amount of pressure that's out there, you want to make things as easy as possible. You don't want to keep playing more difficult pots than you need to keep the break going. That was another nice shot. Perfectly on this red.
14.
I'm going to say that. Let's have a look at it. Does he have to follow through off 2 cushions? No, just the one. So a chance to go
15.
into the pack here. And if he gets enough screw in the cue ball, the cue ball will come back towards the right side of the table and beyond the red, at least to the left of the black. Yeah, beautifully struck. Choice of 2 reds.
22.
Just lost the cue ball. I always feel when you can't do a lot with a cue ball, it depends on the potting angle, but looks as though you can drop this in without having to do much. Well, I say that. There you go, you see, just that little bit closer to the cushion for comfort. And as Stephen said, that's why good, tight cue ball control is important, because at this stage of the World Championship, we've seen it so many times before, anything can be missed. Now then, doesn't want to be too straight on this red because the black's only available, or easily available, into the left corner. He might just be able to force it for the black in the opposite corner. He'll hit this very hard, but just move the cue ball a couple of inches. Played it well.
No.
This is what he's done through the whole championship. If his opponent hasn't got in early and clinched the frame
16.
in one visit, the sort of second half of the frames, Jack Jones has been very strong at sort of mopping up, clearing the wreckage really of the frame. He's not been a savage
17.
scorer himself. He's left that cue ball low on the black, too low really. 3 reds, well there's 4 reds above the black. The 1-3 in from the left is the one he needs to cannon here. Yep, he got it. He got the cannon on the right red. And if he can't get in the black, I think there's a gap. He can go up for the blue.
24.
Yeah, that couldn't have worked out much better. Now it's imperative. If he plays for the blue, he gets the right angle on it. Imperative. And he's got it. Maybe a little bit thinner than would be ideal, but I think he can hold the cue ball. And when he potted that red, he released another red. So just gotta mind his work. Great chance this.
They may have to go play a little cannon on the red and pink. The red is close to the pink. Doesn't have to play it with too much pace. Yep, that's okay.
30.
Yeah, I think it's worked out fine.
$31.
And this time, well, once again, I mean, I feel as though he can hold this for that red just to the right of the pink. Well, he's got down quick, so he thinks he can as well. And we were both right.
$36. $37. $44.
That's probably the key shot. I think he can stun past the second red here. Just land short of the middle pocket for good position on the blue once again. Well, he could screw direct.
45.
Okay, this time he's a little bit thinner.
Jack.
But I think...
Thanks, and you can take an ill in the audience. You just want to take a minute? Okay, we're going to end.
Oh, there's somebody in the audience who's taken ill. Paul Collier has informed Jack if you could just take a minute. Hope the person's okay. So I think everything's fine. I think able to get out under their own volition. So Jack just going back to his seat.
Thank you.
So now, let me see the scoreboard. He's 24 points in front. Those 2 reds below the pink, which don't look readily available, he needs. So, worth playing a cannon on the pink, really. Stephen, do you think?
Yeah, I think if he does, he can't afford to hit the right-hand side of the pink as we look. He's going to lose the cue ball. So it's got to be full ball, but with a little bit of pace. Doesn't want to snooker himself. He decided to avoid it, and he's been very, very lucky there. So we hit that all wrong.
I never thought of that.
50. Yeah, he played to screw past the red of 2 cushions. And the little flick has worked out beautifully. Checking to see if the left-hand side of the 2 reds goes to left middle.
Looks a bit tight to me, but he got perfect on this red just to drop it in, leave a nice angle on the black to play the cannon.
51.
He's not left himself the perfect angle, so he's convinced this left-hand red will go to the left middle. And after this black, he's only a red and a high-value colour away from getting to snooker's required. He thinks it pots. And it certainly
58.
looks like it from there. So he can play for pink or black. That would be enough.
59.
Yeah, again, through the championship, another thing that Jack has done very well as he sort of shakes his head. He's finished a little bit straight in the black. I hope I'm not obviously putting a jinx in him, but he's missed very few easy balls. And that is, as I always say, that's the secret. He's been very good at potting the balls that he has to pot.
Oh yeah, last frame last night. Kyren
66.
Needing 1 snooker. He was so straight in the black he couldn't get close to this red, but he knows the importance of it. And he's got to that great shot. No way back to the table now for Kyren Wilson. Another chance where, another frame where Kyren had a chance and failed to convert. And this will just give more and more hope to Jack Jones.
73.
Didn't even bother with a century, just played the centre, but that's enough for Kyren Wilson, who's off to the dressing room. So, he keeps getting first chance in the frames, Kyren Wilson, not converting them. And Jack Jones now has reduced his arrears to just 3.
As he comes back in, this 30-year-old from Cumbrain, that he said in his interview after beating Stuart Bingham, he didn't think he was doing anything particularly well. He was just winning. That's enough. Back we go.
Frame 24.
We have a
Kyren
further
Wilson
2 frames to play this afternoon.
Yeah, 2 more frames to play. And, well, I mean, there is a chance, and nobody would have dreamt of it, that Jack Jones can get within 1 frame of Kyren going into tonight's final session.
I mean, that would be, well, just mind-blowing, really, from 7-0 behind. And if you're Kyren Wilson, wow, how do you feel about that? But 2 frames, there still need to be 1. Again, Kyren's in first in a frame. Black is out of commission, but you won't be bothered about that at the moment. Concentrating on potting this red, which is a strength of Kyren Wilson, these middle distance straight pots. You hear the sound this makes if he pots it.
1.
That's a huge percentage of those shots.
No, it's gone.
Now, where does the pink go? He'd like it to be available, but it's not going to be. Paul Collier deciding there's no spot available anywhere else, and that pink spot just covered by the red. So there's only one answer to this. Pot this red, nice angle on the blue, and smash
7.
into him. You may just bring the pink and black into play.
Eight.
It's not the perfect angle. The two reds that are on the pink spot, the right hand one, he may be able to play for that to right corner, and in potting it, can screw the cue ball out of the reds, bring them into play. Still decided to go into them, and because he didn't have the optimum angle, couldn't really open them. I think he's on one, and he may be able to come off the
13.
cushion and move the other red away from the black. Just looking, he doesn't want to obviously make contact with the black in potting the red. Not sure if it's on, because he needs to have a lot of right hand side in the cue ball, and if he has to play with any stun, I think he will make contact with the black. Oh, he's not even on the red. Wow.
And there you go, Stephen. And they say the camera never lies.
Kyren Wilson, 13.
Amazing. Looked like he was on it to me. But he'd know best, obviously. Two thick, where's the red ball going? It's dropped!
1.
Well, a stroke of luck. A stroke of luck. But for all money, he was going to leave Kyren right in, and somehow that red went in the pocket. Now then, he's missed a few blues off the spot in this session already. Straight blues, with his hand on the table comfortably. This is a blue. Nothing to do with the cue ball, red over the corner. But it's not straight. And where can he put his hand? Believe me, that was not easy. Oh, he's knocked the red in.
Foul. Jack
He's
Jones,
knocked the
1.
red in.
Kyren Wilson, 5.
I'll tell you what, Stephen, in a strange way, I know the other red was over the hole, but it was right over the hole, and it was a thicker pot. Now, having knocked that one in, this is a thinner pot, and it won't be that easy to control the cue ball.
Yeah, with the first red was there. He could have played a red onto that red and screwed across, cannoned the black and been on the pink. He couldn't play that shot there. So he's left himself, well, let's be honest, a horrible shot on the pink.
Kyren Wilson, 1.
Wow. It's getting very edgy out there, understandably. This frame and the last one, massive. Jack, just having a look, that red on the left-hand side cushion. Is that blue making it a big pocket? First glance, I don't think so. He has an alternative. He can just cue past the green for a red into the right corner. You'd have an easier one, the closest to the right corner, but he's hampered by the green with that one. You feel he's got to play a pot here. It's too dangerous to play a safety. And I would suggest play the red that you can cue past the green. More difficult pot. And as he's playing it, fully commit. Well, he tried to edge his bet by trying to get the cue ball back to the balk end.
Yeah, feels like he's really struggling to put anything from distance at the moment, Jack Jones.
Yeah, the long pot success you see from both players is well below what's normally required.
One. Six. Seven.
Just got a slight angle on the blue. There you see, just enough so he can run through off the side cushion for a choice of reds. Decided to stun it direct. I mean, he'd love the pink to be on the spot. At the moment, he feels playing on the blue. If he gets nicely on the blue's unmissable. The pink, a little bit trickier. Let's put it that way.
$13. $18. 90.
So that blue puts him 42 points in front.
24.
To be sure, he's going to need 3 of these remaining reds. Just been a great atmosphere at the Crucible. And as I always say, if you've
25.
never been, put it on your bucket list. There's nothing like it. Jack Jones there sat, waiting, hoping. Will Kyren make a mistake? Seems highly unlikely now. Looking for red.
30.
Colour red. Can't see the problem.
$31.
Well, he's just about made it on the blue. He's got to be careful. He's going to play for one of these 2 reds near the top cushion. When he comes through, he's got to be careful of that red near the side cushion. Should be able to avoid it comfortably. And he's on free ball red.
36.
Yeah, be very relieved. I would suggest Kyren Wilson to have stopped the sort of mini onslaught from his opponent. He's going to have at least now a 3-frame lead going into tonight's session, final
43.
session. And if he wins the last frame here, the next frame coming up, well, it's going to be a very, very heavy favourite. His first world title. So you would think the next frame is Jack Jones, possibly the last chance.
$46.
Be hard to see Jack winning from 15-10, JV.
Yeah, well, it's hard to see him winning it from 7-0 down, to be honest with you. But, yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, he's looking good now, Kyren. Frame over, of course. He can relax. Get that Q arm going through
53.
smooth.
$54.
Not enough on to make the century. Jack will be preparing
60.
for the vital last frame of this session.
62.
I mean, in this session today, the first 2 frames he won, then Kyren come back and won 2.
65.
And after the mid-session interval, he's come out and he's won 2, and Kyren keeps pegging him back, so...
Yeah, I just think Jack's not scored heavy enough to sort of reel off 3, 4, maybe 5 frames in the spin. He's not getting in at the start of frames, and his long game's not getting him in either.
69.
No, and there's certainly been signs of weakness from Kyren. For whatever reason, sometimes you can get a big lead and you just think, well, I've only got to stand up to
74.
win, or you get a little bit negative. But he's not been able to punish those mistakes.
80.
Well, Kyren's really taken these well in the end. So as I say, there's a big final frame of the session coming up. You feel that would have got Kyren Wilson motivated. What can Jack Jones do? 4-frame advantage again for Kyren.
That will be tough. Okay, so as you guys are saying, a very big frame. Will the gap be 5 or 3 going into tonight?
Session. Jack Jones to break.
Just caught the end red too full. That's why he's only just crept past the baulk line rather than finding the baulk cushion. Left a pot on for Kyren. Well, he's having a good think about it, and he's even considering not playing the pot. I'd be amazed if he doesn't. Okay, he's looking at the possibility of making a plant. They're certainly not set, but refusing a pot like this. Well, that does surprise me. Well, maybe, as I said, it's a very important last frame. Maybe he thinks, I'll play no risk snooker and just try and get this frame on the board. Sometimes this game can come back and bite you if you don't play the right shot. Well, they got into it too much. Okay, it was a tough pot, and he was thinking, well, if I can screw back to the baulk end, the only red I can leave is the one I'm playing. Now he's potted it, and you wish he hadn't have given it so much pace.
Jack Jones 1.
Very good safety. Yeah, didn't think he could get the cue ball back to baulk. So the containing safety. It's always dangerous when you catch a baulk colour full in the face. Left a pot on here, straight pot. Pot it, you're beyond the black. Well, folks, we're talking about big shots. Here's one coming up. Got to trust your technique. Not a great sign, that. Hit across it. Didn't find the middle of the cube. That's what you have to do with those straight shots. Middle of the cue ball, hit the middle of the object ball. A long way off and not having to work for his chances, Kyren. They're being presented. He knows the importance of this frame. He refused a potential pot early on in it. Now, good chance. Can he take it?
Six. Seven. $14.
What has been really
15.
good about this final is the pace it's been played at. I think there's only 3 frames over 20 minutes. Average frame time 16.5. There's been I can't remember any long sort of tactical battles. It's basically been a couple of safety shots at the start of the frame and then someone's got in.
20.
It's been entertaining snooker in terms of, as I say, no long protracted safety
21.
battles.
Yeah, and I think that would have been something that Kyren was very keen to avoid. Judd Trump got involved in a tactical match with Jack and come out second best, as did Stuart Bingham, as did Cizhui.
26.
But yeah, it was obvious from the very beginning that Kyren just wanted to play his type of match. Let's be fair, Stephen, when you get the start he had,
27.
I mean, you just believe you're doing the right thing, don't you? It's not been that straightforward the last couple of sessions, but here's a chance to put his foot to the pedal once again.
$32.
I always look at the pot success. That usually tells the tale, and it tells you there 93% Kyren, just 86% Jack.
Kyren Wilson, 32.
I mean, it wasn't the best positional shot off the blue, in all honesty. I didn't expect him to miss the red. Been fortunate, left nothing. Well, nothing easy. Where's the cue ball? Going in behind the brown, is it? He'd love it to be behind the brown. Oh, just a fraction too hard. He got a great line. That could have been a towing snooker, that one. This red that Kyren's playing will cut to the right corner. Much too thick. So a chance now for Jack Jones to play a better safety than that. He's not tight on the baulk cushion, so it makes cueing a little easier. Now, do you play the aggressive one? He is. He's going to open all the reds up. Needs to find that baulk cushion. It's a good line. Needs to miss the green. No, that's top draw. That's a top draw safety. Once again, though, there's a possible thin cut for Kyren. To the left corner, cue ball going back to the baulk end. But it's got to be struck correctly. Now, and that's what happens. You play those thin cuts, and if they don't go in, invariably you'll leave a chance of a pot on them, and that's what he's done.
Oh yeah, but not good memories for Jack of his last pot attempt from distance to this pocket. Hit it the wrong side, the last one. Yeah, but struck that one in. Is he on the black? I think he is. Great shot.
Is he? Well, I'm looking at his body language. He certainly is, and there you see it. Well, what a chance he's given himself now. Oh, no. Well, there you go.
Jack Jones,
The
one.
pressures of the Crucible Theatre. He pulled out tremendous pot on the red, and that wasn't job done. He played the black as though it was. And once again, Kyren just comes to the table, and these opportunities being gift wrapped.
One.
Yeah, Jack is still talking to himself in his chair, shaking his head. He can't believe, I don't think anyone can believe he's missed a black off a spot like that. I will say it is unforgivable.
Eight.
I know there's huge pressure out there, but you just can't miss those.
9.
So that takes Kyren 46 points in front. This was it. Wonderful opening red.
16.
I don't know whether he was playing with... Anyway, you don't miss blacks like that. More often than not, it's going to cost you the frame, any frame.
17.
Having said that, very loose positional shot from Kyren. He wanted to be the other side of the blue. Well, I'm not certain about the availability of those two reds just below the pink. I assume they go.
22.
And they do. Just overrun it slightly, but shouldn't cause a problem. 52 points to lead, just a couple of reds needed.
That is a sign of
Kyren
pressure
Wilson, 22.
to me to hit it that hard. There's no need for playing this shot like this. Absolutely not. Pure pressure.
So Jack Jones probably quite can't believe he's back at the table. 52 points behind. There's a possible 67 remaining, so he's got points to play with. And this frame, which was big at the start of it, has just taken on something seismic.
Well, I mean, I think Jack Jones' chances of winning this world title are in this break at the moment. I think if he loses this frame, it's not impossible. Anything can happen here at the Crucible, but I think it's highly doubtful. Huge visit to the table. Played that nicely.
6.
I'm not sure if he's looking at the red to left middle. Maybe move the red off the cushion. He's guaranteed on the yellow. But that's obviously a lot of points he's taken out of the break.
Yeah, it's too early for me. I'd try and get a lot closer in the frame, points-wise. If he tries to move the other red, this is risky. Oh, he's played it.
I don't disagree with you often, JB, but I thought that was the shot. I think get the balls in the open. You had a perfect angle in the red. The yellow's there, waiting. He's given himself the chance now. But you can't miss the yellow. Maybe you've been proved right,
Jack
JB.
Jones, 7.
Well, I don't want to be proved right. I mean, the yellow wasn't that difficult. But if he doesn't move the red, you could have finished up perfect on whatever colour he wanted to. It's just amazing.
1.
The chances that Kyren, every time he comes to the table, he's just got a sitter to go at.
Yeah, it's just, I think the last couple of frames, I think Jack Jones has
6.
maybe succumbed to the pressure. He's coped with it
7.
so well throughout the whole championship, actually. He's got himself back into this match when he was out of it at 7-0. He's somehow got himself out of it, but the last couple of frames, he's just wilted.
Yep, can't disagree
14.
with that. It's there for all to see. So it'll be a
15.
very relieved Kyren Wilson, who has taken these last 2 frames of this session. When you build up a big lead as he did, it's
22.
easy to take your eye off the ball slightly and wondering how to play the rest of the match. He's made mistakes, quite a few of them, particularly in this session
24.
and last night. I don't know whether he's so much weathered the storm or just been helped by his opponent making mistakes. But the bottom line is, he'll go into tonight's final session just needing 3 frames to become Kazoo champion of the world. So he'll be happy with that. Jack Jones, well, so disappointing. Looked as though he was going to get right back in it, but just missed a few easy pots. And as I say, Kyren Wilson will look forward to this evening, just needing 3 more frames. He leads 15-10.
He does. Steve and John have both crossed